Welcome back to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, the final regular season home series of the year about to get started. The Alabama Crimson Tide taking on the Tennessee Lady Vols. The starting lineups have been introduced to the capacity crowd here at the Rhodes House. And before we give them to you, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. The starters are presented by DCHL System. DCHL System has been providing quality and compassionate health care in West Alabama for nearly 100 years. CCH is a champion for your health and proud supporters of the Crimson Tide. Here is the starting lineup for the number 3 ranked Tennessee Lady Vols. Tennessee enters today's game with an overall record of 35-8, 14-4 in SEC play, and in true road games this year, Lady Vols are 14-2 on a current 2-game win streak. For head coach Karen Weekly, the starting lineup looks like this. Kiki Malloy, the center fielder, will lead things off. Zeta Pooney, designated player, batting second. McKenna Gibson, third base, batting third. Batting fourth is left fielder Riley West. Sophia Nugent will catch and bat fifth. Taylor Panel, right field, batting sixth. Batting seventh is Destiny Rodriguez, the third baseman. Batting eighth is the first baseman Julia Kutsoyanopoulos, and Laura Mealer, the shortstop, will bat ninth. They'll face in the circle for the Crimson Tide, the right-handed graduate from Jackson, Tennessee, the transfer from Central Arkansas, Kayla Beaver. Beaver on the year with a 1.75 ERA and a 14-6 record, 27th appearance and 23rd start of the season for Beaver. And here comes the first pitch to Kiki Malloy, and it's fouled away for strike one. Beaver has 12 complete games. She's pitched 132 innings, 98 hits, 44 runs, 33 have been earned. She's walked 51, struck out 134. Opponents batting .203 against the Beav on the year. The 0-1. Malloy takes it down the middle for a called strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Kiki Malloy batting .357, 46 of 129, 51 runs scored, 11 doubles, 2 triples, 10 homers, and 24 runs driven in on the year. Beaver's up 0-2 on her. The 0-2 pitch. Just a touch inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Malloy. Defensively for Alabama, Jenna Johnson at left, Lauren Johnson in center, Kendall Clark in right, Dowling at third, Cahalan at short, Hevlin at second, Broadford at first, Valentine is catching, and Dukeshire the designated player. The 1-2 pitch. Ooh, again, just a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Umpires for today's ball game. William Lopez is behind home plate, Marty Abizishan at first, and Paul Eds, the third base umpire. Here comes a 2-2 pitch to Malloy. It's in the dirt, and the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The first inning is presented by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa. For over 42 years, Barclay makes it easy online at barclaygmc.com. Payoff pitch to Malloy, low for ball 4. And after getting ahead 0-2, Malloy battles back against Beaver and draws the leadoff walk to start things off for the Lady Vols, and that will bring up the designated player, Zeta Pooney. Pooney batting .282, 31 of 110, 15 runs scored with 3 doubles, 11 homers, and 33 RBIs on the year. First pitch. Low for ball 1. Alabama leads the all-time series 41-30 over Tennessee. Here at the Rhodes House, the Tide holds a 21-7 advantage. In regular season conference games, Bama is 34-22 against Tennessee. The 1-0. There's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. These two teams met 5 times last season. Tennessee took 2 of 3 from Alabama in Knoxville during the regular season, but Bama's 4-2 win in Game 2 snapped the Lady Vols' 7-game win streak to start SEC play. The 1-1. Oh, my goodness. That was right down the middle and didn't get the call. 2-1 the count now on Pooney. Yeah, that's got to be a strike. My goodness, William Lopez. What are we doing? The 2-1 is going to fall for a base hit into shallow left field. Rounding second and sliding in safely is Malloy, and Pooney takes second on the throw. And now Tennessee threatening early with 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out.
Third baseman number 24, McKenna Gibson.
Now we'll bring up McKenna Gibson. Gibson batting .353, 47 of 133, 16 runs scored, 7 doubles, 7 homers, 37 RBIs. First pitch. A little high for ball 1. Kayla Beaver this is something that she's struggled with at times this year and definitely came to fruition on Sunday against Arkansas. The strike zone's not where she wants it to be. She's got to adapt to it quickly. The 1-0. And that one's fouled off. 1 ball, 1 strike. That win for Alabama against Tennessee last year gave Tennessee just their second loss of the year, almost 2 months into the season. Tennessee then beat the Tide in the semifinals, the SEC tournament 7-6, on their way to winning the tournament crown. The 1-1, high and away, 2 balls and 1 strike. And picked up a 10-5 win over Alabama in the first round of the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. The 2-1. And that one is skied to deep left. It's going to stay in the ballpark. Johnson will make the catch up against the wall, tagging up from third. And coming in to score is Malloy. Pooney will take third. And Tennessee has the 1-0 lead here in the first inning on a sacrifice fly by McKenna Gibson. Gibson leads the team in RBIs and just added another one. Riley West now steps in with a runner on third, 1 out. The first pitch, low for ball 1. Here comes Lance McMahon to have a quick discussion with Kayla Beaver. West batting .353 on the year, 36 of 102, 28 runs scored with 6 doubles, a triple, 9 RBIs, and 26 runs driven in. Kayla Beaver now trying to minimize the damage. After a walk, the single, and a sacrifice fly has given the Lady Vols the 1-0 lead. Today's weather and field condition report brought to you by the Cook Museum of Natural Science. Discover something amazing at the Cook Museum of Natural Science in downtown Decatur, Alabama. For more information, visit cookmuseum.org. 83 degrees at first pitch under cloudy skies, the wind blowing out to left field at 9 miles an hour. The 1-0. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. So a beautiful day here in Tuscaloosa. Humidity is here. The 1-1. Called strike. A ball and 2 strikes now on Riley West. The 1-2. That one's fouled off to the Tennessee bullpen. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the top of the first. 1-0 Tennessee. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got over the rise, and there's 2 gone. A very necessary strikeout there by Kayla Beaver. We'll now bring up Sophia Nugent. Right-handed hitting catcher stepping in. First pitch. Called strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Nugent batting .278. 32 of 115, 19 runs scored with 8 doubles, 8 homers, and 30 runs driven in. Same spot, same call. No balls and 2 strikes now on it. Karen Weekly will call timeout. Tennessee entering today leads the conference by 2 games in the loss column, ahead of Texas A&M and Florida. A&M with their off week this weekend in conference. And A&M plays Florida next weekend. Tennessee plays Kentucky. The 0-2 pitch is fouled off. We'll do it again, no balls and 2 strikes. So if Texas A&M were to sweep Florida, which again, that's quite an if, but if they were, Tennessee needs to win 4 out of their last 6. The 0-2 is in the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes to win back-to-back conference championships. Alabama looking to spoil that. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got her with the rise, and back-to-back strikeouts by Kayla Beaver limit the damage here in the first inning. Tennessee gets 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We played a half inning. It's Tennessee 1, Alabama coming to bat here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. We move to the home half of the first inning. Tennessee with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Here is the DCH starting lineup. For the 17th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, the starters are presented by DCHL System. DCHL System has been providing quality and compassionate health care in West Alabama for nearly 100 years. DCH is a champion for your health and proud supporters of the Crimson Tide. Alabama is 31-12 overall, 8-10 in conference play, 17-6 here at the Rhodes House on a 1-game losing streak. For Alabama head coach Patrick Murphy, the starting lineup looks like this. Kinley Cahalan, the shortstop, will lead things off with Jenna Johnson, the left fielder, batting second. Batting third, the right fielder, Kendall Clark. Abby Dukeshire, designated player, bats fourth. Bailey Dowling, third base, batting fifth. Catching batting sixth is Riley Ballantyne. Emma Broadfoot, the first baseman, bats seventh. Callie Hevlin, second base, batting eighth. And Lauren Johnson, the center fielder, will bat ninth. Here comes the first pitch to Kinley Cahalan, and it's a called strike on the inside corner. In the circle for Tennessee, it's the right-handed graduate from Massillon, Ohio, the transfer from Bowling Green, Peyton Gottschall. Gottschall on the year with a 1.07 ERA and a 17-3 record. That pitch is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. 26th appearance and 15th start. She has 6 complete games, 111 innings pitched, 64 hits, 20 runs, 17 have been earned, walked 20, struck out 134. Opponents batting 165 against Gottschall on the year. The 1-1 drops in for a called strike, 1-2. Tennessee has arguably, and I don't know if there's that much of an argument, but the best 1-2 punch in the country in the circle with Gottschall and Carlin Pickens. The 1-2 is high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gottschall, she won't throw it much harder than she just did, 64, 65 miles an hour, but all the spin you can handle and some you can't. The 2-2 fouled off. Cahalan got a piece, stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kinley Cahalan batting .297 on the year. 38 of 128, 19 runs scored with 7 doubles, 3 triples, 2 homers, and 22 runs driven in. The first inning is presented by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa. For over 42 years, Barclay makes it easy. Online at barclaygmc.com. The 2-2, again fouled off. Defensively for the Lady Vols, West is in left, Malloy in center, Pinnell in right, Gibson at third, Mealer at short, Rodriguez at second, Quetzalcoatlus at first, Nugent behind the plate, and Pooney the designated player. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out, nobody on here in the bottom of the first. Tennessee with a 1-0 lead. Bama trying to answer back. The 2-2, Cahalan fouls that one off. It will get out of play up on top of the press box. And it remains 2-2. 200 down the lines, 220 to straightaway center field here at the Rhodes House. 6-foot wall all the way around in the outfield. Really good crowd out in the Brickyard. And in the grandstands as well. The 2-2. That one's hammered to right, and on the run making the catch is Pinnell for out number 1. That was a well-hit ball there by Kinley Cahalan. It finds the fielder, and there's one gone. And that will bring up Jenna Johnson, Bama left fielder, batting .283. 28 of 99, 34 runs scored with 4 doubles, 6 homers, and 20 runs driven in. First pitch, called strike. That one's a little too far outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Wind has really picked up, and it's blowing pretty much straight out center field right now. Cloud covers. The sun sets to our left. The 1-1. That one's line foul towards the clubhouse. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Patrick Murphy in the third base coaching box, the head coach of the Crimson Tide in his 26th season as the head man. 1,269 victories, 367 losses. 1-2, and that one's lifted to right again. There to make the catch is Pinnell, and there's 2 away.
Right fielder, number 15.
That will bring up the right fielder, Kendall Clark. Murph now with a .776 winning percentage. Clark batting .304. 24 of 79, 15 runs scored, 4 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, and 14 RBIs on the year. First pitch, inside for ball 1. In the first base coaching box, the assistant coach, Caleb Rowe. Pitching coach is Lance McMahon. Adam Arbor, the hitting coach, the coordinator of player development, Ryan I. Murray. Director of softball operations is Jaden Spencer. The 1-0, called strike, 1-1. Jaden, affectionately known as Ribs. Athletic trainer, A.C. Tinka. Strength and conditioning coach is Michelle Diltz. Nathan Sheehan, sports information. Scott Moyer, the video director. Assistant video director is Lindsey Garcia. The 1-1 is high, 2-1. Equipment manager, Stu Moore. Brianna Leonard, the sports nutritionist. And Kent Gidley is the photographer. Two and 1 the count, 2 outs. Nobody on for Alabama here in the bottom of the first. The 2-1 pitch. Clark takes a called strike on the outside corner, 2-2. For the Lady Vols, their head coach is Karen Weekly. She's in her 23rd season, second as the solo head coach. Hitting coach is Chris Malveaux. The pitching coach, Megan Rhodes-Smith. And the other assistant coach is Kate Malveaux. That one's a touch outside, and the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Kendall Clark. Payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Clark got all twisted up on that one. Chased one low and inside, and that'll do it for Alabama here in the first inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We played an inning. It's Tennessee 1, Alabama nothing here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Clear red form.
The second inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer now available at stores near you. We head to the second inning, Tennessee with a 1-0 lead. Due up for the Lady Vols here in the second. Pinnell, Rodriguez, and Kutsoinopoulos 6-7-8 against Caleb Beaver in the circle for her second inning of work. Gave up a run on a hit in the first inning. And the right fielder, Taylor Pinnell, will lead things off here in the second for Tennessee. Pinnell batting .290, 31-107, 16 runs scored with 4 doubles, a triple, 4 homers, and 21 runs driven in.
Heading off the top of the second for Tennessee, right fielder number 3, Taylor Pinnell.
Right-handed hitting. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled away for strike one into the Tennessee bullpen on the right field line. The 0-1. And that's high and gets all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alabama in the all-white uniforms today. The white jerseys with the crimson script Bama across the chest. White pants, crimson socks. The 1-1. Touch outside, 2-1. Beaver with her customary sunglasses, headband, and bow. The 2-1. And that's a one-hopper on the check swing. Broadfoot collects it, makes the tag for out number 1. And that brings up the second baseman, Destiny Rodriguez. Rodriguez batting .257, 26-101, 12 runs scored with 2 doubles, 5 homers, and 15 RBIs. First pitch, right in there for a called strike. Tennessee in the all smoky gray uniforms, the gray jerseys, vest style with orange sleeves. Block Tennessee in the gaudy orange across the chest. The 0-1. And that one is skied to shallow right, charging in and making the catch is Kendall Clark for out number 2. Gray pants and orange socks for the Lady Vols.
First baseman number 27, Julia Kutsoinopoulos.
2 outs, nobody on for Julia Kutsoinopoulos. Right-handed hitting. Here comes the first pitch. Fouled off at the plate for strike 1, and that got a piece of Kutsoinopoulos in the box, and she will have to take a walk to shake that one off. She's batting .266 on the year, 25 of 94, 18 runs scored with 2 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, and 16 runs driven in. The 0-1. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's that inside of a pumpkin orange. Can't sit with it. Garbage truck drivers convention, etc. The 1-1. I guess a little inside, 2-1. Lopez not making a lot of friends here today with the strike zone so far. The 2-1. Back to Beaver. She has it on 1 hop. The throw is in time, and that'll do it for Tennessee here in the second. Beaver gets a 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We head to the bottom of the second. It's 1-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
The second inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hitch your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. We move to the home half of the second inning. It's 1-0 Tennessee. Due up for Alabama here in the second. Dukeshire, Dowling, and Ballantyne, 4-5-6. Peyton Gottschall in the circle for Tennessee. Abby Dukeshire to lead things off. Duke batting .274. 32 of 117, 11 runs scored with 6 doubles, 6 homers, and 30 runs driven in. Leads the team in RBIs as well as game-winning RBIs, does Duke. First pitch. Low and inside for ball 1. The 1-0. Dukeshire takes a called strike, 1-1. Alabama softball's upcoming schedule brought to you by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. The 1-1. Dukeshire pops it straight up on the infield. Nugent's there. She'll make the catch. That one went straight up the elevator shaft for the first out of the inning. That will bring up Bailey Dowling. Dowling batting .267, 28 of 105, 11 runs scored with 4 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, and 15 RBIs on the year. First pitch. Misses inside for ball 1. Game 2 between the Tide and the Lady Vols coming up tomorrow. First pitch is set for 6 with a 5:50 airtime here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. That one's a touch outside. 2 balls and no strikes now on Dowling. Nugent turned around to ask what was wrong with that pitch. I can't tell you much, but William Lopez didn't like it. The 2-0. And that one is low. 3 balls and no strikes now on Dowling. Bama still looking for the first base runner of the ball game. The 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. That'll be the penultimate game of the home schedule for Alabama during the regular season. The 3-1. Dowling fouls that one off, and the count's now full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bama against Tennessee tomorrow at 6, and then the final game of the series Sunday at 1. Payoff pitch. Dowling fouls it off. We'll do it again, 3-2. And then next week it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Auburn to finish off the regular season. And then we'll turn back around and have the SEC tournament there on the Plains. Payoff pitch. Dowling lines it to left. That's down for a base hit. Dowling got one of those elevated curveballs that she was able to line into left field. And Bama has their first base hit of the ball game here with 1 out in the second inning. The strike zone's been small for William Lopez, so Alabama's got to play that game, and Dowling did it there. Got ahead and got a pitch she could hit. Riley Valentine steps in, takes the first pitch for a called strike. Valentine batting .215, 14 of 65, 16 runs scored with a couple of homers and 11 RBIs on the year. The 0-1, outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1. Valentine lines that one foul. 1-2. Infield playing in for Tennessee, and Riley almost made him pay there. We couldn't keep it fair. We'll do it again now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that'll move Gibson back at third base with 2 strikes now. The 1-2. Valentine swings and misses at strike 3 on the off speed, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up the first baseman, Emma Broadfoot. Broadfoot batting .217, 13 of 60 with 6 runs scored, a double, 3 homers, and 11 RBIs. First pitch. And that one's blooped to short. The catch is going to be made by Mealer, and that'll do it for the Tide here in the second, as Broadfoot got jammed on that one and couldn't get enough behind it. So here in the second inning, no runs on hit, no errors, and 1 left. We played 2. It's Tennessee 1, Alabama nothing here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The third inning is presented by Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next softball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings, all by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's Bo time, y'all. We move to the third inning. Tennessee with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Lady Vols here in the third. It'll be Mealer, Malloy, and Pooney. 9-1-2 against Kayla Beaver out for her third inning of work for the Crimson Tide. The 9-hole hitter, Laura Mealer, to lead things off. Right-handed hitting. Mealer batting .305, 25 of 82, 25 runs scored. 4 doubles, a triple, 7 homers, and 24 runs driven in. She'll step in here. First pitch from Kayla Beaver. Little inside for ball 1. Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, they are just underway. Alabama baseball, the Tide in Oxford taking on Ole Miss. The 1-0. Mueller fouls it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. Coming off of yesterday's run rule win by the Crimson Tide, 12-0 in 7 innings over the Rebels. The 1-1 is high, 2 balls and 1 strike. So we'll keep you up to date on that game as well as everything else going on in SEC and national softball here this evening, as well as the NFL draft. Round 2 and 3 today. The 2-1, swing and a miss. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As part of our Out of the Box podcast scoreboard updates, check out the latest episode of the Out of the Box podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Give us a follow at @OutofTheBox_pod on the X. Podcast myself and Gray Robertson put out each week. The 2-2. Mueller fouls it back. Do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Focusing on Alabama softball and everything else going on in the world of college softball. This week we had a great interview with the GOAT, Haley McClinney, joined us. And the newest host of Rally Cap on the SEC Network. Mueller with a fly ball to right. Clark pedaled back and then had to come forward. She made the catch, and there's 1 away. So check that out wherever you get your podcasts. Also, check out the all-new It Just Means More softball podcast, focusing on the entire Southeastern Conference, part of the Softball America podcast network, featuring Gray and myself. That's live on YouTube Monday evenings at 6. Like, subscribe, and share. Kiki Malloy steps in. The first pitch to Malloy. That one's a hard-hit ball to right, but Clark is underneath it. She'll make the catch, and there's 2 away. Anytime you can get a 1 pitch out against Kiki Malloy, you will take it. A big second out there. That brings up Zeta Pooney, who has a lone hit of the ball game. A single in the first inning. But Malloy scored on the sacrifice fly by McKenna Gibson, giving Tennessee the 1-0 lead, and now she has 2 hits. And through the 5-6 hole on the ground. So Pooney now 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. That will bring up McKenna Gibson, who had that sacrifice fly in the first. 2 outs, runner on first. Tennessee with a 1-0 lead over Alabama as we play here in the top of the 3rd inning. First pitch. That's a 1 hopper to second. Evelyn's there. She makes a stop in the throw, and there's a single in there, but it's a relatively quick 3rd inning for Kayla Beaver in the circle. As Tennessee gets no runs on 1 hit. There were no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We move to the home half of the 3rd. Still 1-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The third inning is presented by Bojangles. Download the new Bojangles app and bring the flavor to your next softball tailgate with chicken, biscuits, and fixings. All by ordering ahead on the convenient Bojangles app. It's Bo time, y'all. We head to the bottom of the third. Tennessee with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Tide here in the third. It'll be Hevlin, Johnson, and Cahalan. 8-9-1. Peyton Gottschall back out in the circle for her third inning of work. We'll start things off with Callie Hevlin. Right-handed junior, batting .252, 29 of 115, 17 runs scored with 4 doubles, a triple, 5 homers, and 23 runs driven in.
Second baseman number 22, Callie Hevlin.
Bama got their first hit of the ball game last inning. Now looking for their first runs of the game. That's lined up the middle, and that's down for a base hit. Callie Hevlin takes the first pitch that she sees past Gottschall over the second base bag, and that's a leadoff single for Callie Hevlin, and Alabama has a leadoff man on for the first time today. Here to start things off in the third inning for the center fielder, Lauren Johnson. Johnson batting .286, 16 of 56 with 14 runs scored, 2 doubles, and 9 RBIs on the year. First pitch, Johnson squares around and bunts it, foul. 4 strike 1. Promise we'll get that scoreboard to you. The 0-1. Johnson pulls back the bunt. It's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Take a look at what's happening in the Southeastern Conference here this evening. And on the top of the 5th in Athens, and my goodness. And a timing violation has been called on Lauren Johnson for not getting into the batter's box in time. And now Patrick Murphy is going to discuss things with William Lopez and Marty Abazishan, the first base umpire. It's a 20-second clock, but the batter's got to be ready within 10 seconds. That pitch comes in high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I want to say that's the first time we've seen a batter called for it here for Alabama this year. 2-2, Johnson holds off on the rise. She didn't go. And the count's full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. In Athens, top of the 5th inning, Florida with an 8-0 lead over Georgia. Payoff pitch. Inside for ball 4. It was a hit and run, but it was ball 4 anyway. Hevlin slid in safely. And now Alabama has runners on first and second with nobody out here in the third inning. And Patrick Murphy calls a timeout before Kinley Cahalan will come up to the plate. Bottom of the 4th inning, Ole Miss with a 1-0 lead over Auburn in Oxford. Top of the 4th, South Carolina leads Kentucky 4-1. That's in Lexington. Top of the 3rd, no score between Arkansas and LSU in Baton Rouge. Some top 25 scores, starting with a pretty big upset. First, Kinley Cahalan will step in. The first pitch, high for ball 1. Syracuse got a 2-1 victory over Virginia Tech earlier today. Syracuse, late season victories over high-powered ACC teams is kind of their thing. The 1-0. Cahalan takes it high and inside, 2-0. A final from Stillwater. Oklahoma State beat Kansas 5-2. Duke up on NC State in the top 6, 3-1. And here comes Karen Weekly. I believe first was asking William Lopez where those pitches are missing. There hasn't been one that's been particularly close that Lopez has given either Beaver or Gottschall that she's thrown here this inning. It's been a good job of plate discipline by the Alabama offense. Top 5 in Tallahassee, Florida State with a 10-3 lead over North Carolina. Bottom of the 4th in Orlando, Oklahoma 6, UCF 0. Top 3 in Lincoln, Nebraska leads Northwestern 2-0. Louisiana over UL Monroe 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Top 3, no score between Iowa State and Texas. Southern Miss with a 2-0 lead over Texas State. That's early on in the 1st. Kansas Oklahoma State will play a second game later. Stanford Washington and Arizona UCLA all coming up later. The 2-0 to Cahalan. Low and away, 3 balls and no strikes. Tennessee leads at 1-0, but Alabama has runners on first and second with nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. The 3-0. Called strike on the outside corner, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Cahalan, they fly ball to the left, and that's going to be caught on a dive by Riley West. The ball popped out for just a moment, but they're going to say that was on the transition from her picking it out of her glove. Watching the replay, it's a dive by West. Yeah, she had it and then rolled over, and the ball fell out on the transition. So diving catch, steals the base hit and RBI from Kinley Cahalan. The first pitch to Jenna Johnson fouled back for strike 1. Johnson had to fly out her first time up. Jenna, the 5th year from Franklin, Tennessee. The 0-1. That one's line foul. Sending people scattering on the clubhouse porch. No balls and 2 strikes now on Johnson. Just remember, Jenna had that great diving catch to end Alabama's win in Knoxville on Saturday last year. The 0-2, and that's a blooper. That's going to fall. The throw is in time to get the runner at first from Rodriguez. I'm looking to see the replay. It was a bang-bang call at first. Rodriguez came up and probably got her. Did move the runners, but now there's 2 away for Kendall Clark. She struck out her first time up. First pitch. Clark checked her swing, but took a called strike, 0-1. 2 outs, Bama with 2 runners in scoring position here. 1-0 Tennessee. The 0-1 pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Swing and a miss. Ball and 2 strikes now on Clark. The 1-2, that comes in high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two. Clark, swing and a miss, strike 3. That drop curve, just very difficult to hit off of Peyton Gottschall, and Clark couldn't time it up and leaves a couple runners on base here in the 3rd. No runs on a hit, no errors, and 2 left. We played 3. It's Tennessee 1, Alabama nothing here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. fourth inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. We head to the top of the fourth inning. It's 1-0 Tennessee. Due up for the Lady Vols here in the fourth. It'll be West, Nugent, and Pinnell. 4-5-6 against Kayla Beaver in the circle for the Crimson Tide. Beaver so far here today has gone 3 innings, given up 2 hits, 1 run it was earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. 43 pitches, 27 strikes thrown by the Beavs so far. A run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for Tennessee, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 3 left for Alabama. Riley West, who had the diving catch in left field to save a run last inning, will lead things off, and she fouled that one back for strike 1. She's 0 for 1. She struck out her first time up. West, a senior from Eastvale, California. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Round 2 of the NFL draft is underway. The 0-2 pitch comes up high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We're still waiting for the first Alabama player to go off the board here in the second round. When that happens, we'll let you know. The 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. West down on strikes. And that tied strikeout, like all tied strikeouts, brought to you by Barclay GMC of Tuscaloosa. For over 42 years, Barclay makes it easy online at barclaygmc.com. So 1 out now for Sophia Nugent. She struck out her first time up. The first pitch is lifted to right field. Charging in is Kendall Clark. She'll make the catch, and there's 2 gone. They'll bring up Taylor Pinnell. Sophomore from Millen, Illinois. 2 out, nobody on. 1-0 Tennessee here in the fourth. First pitch. Line to left, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Jenna cuts it off before it gets to the wall. Gets it in to hold Pinnell to a single. But Tennessee keeps the inning alive for Destiny Rodriguez.
Second baseman, number 34, Destiny Rodriguez.
Rodriguez 0 for 1. She had a fly out her first time up. Sophomore from Live Oak, Texas, steps in. Right-handed hitting, the first pitch. Right in there for a called strike. Take a look at Alabama softball on this date. It is April 26th. The 0-1. That's a fly ball to center. On the run to make the catch is Lauren Johnson for out number 3 to retire the side. We'll tell you about April 26th on the other side, as here Tennessee in the fourth gets no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 left. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning, still 1-0 Lady Vols here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The fourth inning is presented by Nukes. At Nukes, your food is always made to order in an open kitchen with the freshest ingredients. Visit them locally on University Boulevard or order online at nukes.com. Nukes is a proud supporter of Alabama softball. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Tennessee with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Tide here in the fourth. Middle of the order, Dukeshire, Dowling, and Valentine. 4-5-6 against Peyton Gottschall in the circle for the Lady Vols. And before we bring the bottom of the fourth to you, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. In the circle for Tennessee so far today, Peyton Gottschall has gone 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. 53 pitches and 33 strikes thrown by the Bowling Green transfer. We have a couple of transfer seniors, 5th years from mid-major programs. Bowling Green for Peyton Gottschall. First pitch to Abby Dukeshire. A called strike. And Central Arkansas for Kayla Beaver. And they have transferred in and been 2 of the top pitchers in the league. The 0-1. Dukeshire lines this one foul into the left field corner. Well hit ball there by Dukeshire. She was just out a little in front. No balls and 2 strikes now on Duke. The 0-2 pitch. Dukeshire chases one outside for strike 3. 4th strikeout of the day by Gottschall. And I'll bring up Bailey Dowling, who has one of Alabama's 2 hits on the day. She singled back in the 2nd inning. Senior from St. Joseph, Illinois. Bailey Dowling steps in the first pitch. That's a ground ball to 3rd, and that one is booted by Gibson at 3rd. She gloved it, but gloved it right on the end, kind of snow-coned it on a ground ball. And the ball popped out of her glove as she tried to get it into her bare hand. So that'll be an E5, and Bailey Dowling reaches. We'll take it. We'll bring up Riley Valentine. She's 0 for 1. She struck out her first time up. The first pitch is a called strike on the Texas A&M transfer. Phoenix, Arizona native, Riley Valentine. The 0-1. A little high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned it is April 26th. Alabama softball on this date. The Tide 6-6 all time on this date. Outscoring opponents 43-27. This hasn't played on this date very often. Valentine reaches out and pokes this one to center. Underneath it to make the catch is Malloy for out number 2. We'll bring up Emma Broadfoot. She's 0 for 1. She popped out her first time up. Kelsey Dunn tossed a no-hitter against Auburn in a 6-0 win in 2009 on this date. And Bama beat Georgia 4-1 in Tuscaloosa in 2014. That one's high. For ball 1 on this date. Bama last played on this date in 2019, dropping a 4-1 decision to Kentucky here at the Rhodes House. The 1-0. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Broadfoot, senior from Danville, Alabama, the transfer from North Alabama. The 1-1. That one's, I guess, low, 2-1. I think the count is right. I'm not sure if the last 2 pitches have been called correctly. The 2-1 pitch. Low and inside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Three 3-1. Inside for ball 4. Broadfoot draws the walk. And Bama now runners on first and second with 2 outs. Trying to get some 2-out production here from Callie Hevlin. who singled her first time up. And Patrick Murphy calls timeout before Hevlin can step in, and we are going to see a pinch runner for Bailey Dowling. Kinley Pate will run on second now for Dowling. And the first Alabama football player on day 2 is off the board. Kool-Aid McKinstry was just drafted, number 41 overall by the New Orleans Saints. So congratulations to Kool-Aid. We have pitching coach for Tennessee, Megan Rhodes-Smith, out talking to the entire Tennessee infield here after Patrick Murphy came out to bring in the pinch runner on first, on second, Kinley Pate. So yeah, Pate on second, Broadfoot on first, Callie Hevlin to the plate. An opportunity for Alabama here with a runner in scoring position, down 1-0. Patrick Murphy talked about in our pregame interview. The crowd, first pitch to Hevlin, is popped straight up in foul ground. Calling everyone off to make the catch is Kutsoidopoulos for out number 3 to retire the side. Patrick Murphy talked in our pregame interview. The crowd is ready to explode, but Alabama has to give them something to cheer for. Hopefully they'll be able to do that next inning, but here in the 4th, it was no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. We've played 4. It's 1-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The 5th inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. I'm sure one of those Yellowhammer beers would go well with the pretzels, as it's pretzel day here at the Rhodes House. As I put down my crossword puzzle, we'll head to the 5th inning. Due up for Tennessee here in the 5th, it will be Kutsoidopoulos, Mealer, and Malloy. 8-9-1. Against Kayla Beaver in the circle for Alabama. Kutsoidopoulos is over 1. She grounded out her first time up. Senior from Mission Viejo, California. The transfer from Arizona is Kutsoidopoulos. First pitch. A little inside for ball 1. That was the 52nd pitch of the ball game thrown by Kayla Beaver. To Gottschall and Beaver. The 1-0. A little outside, 2-0. Pitching like the aces they are so far here today. Wind has settled down. It's still blowing a bit out to left field, but not as hard as it was earlier on in the day. The 2-0. Oh. Not sure where that missed. 3 balls and no strikes. One change defensively for Alabama. Abby Dukeshire now at second base replacing Callie Hevlin. The 3-0. Called strike. 3-1. Bailey Dowling did reenter the ball game. She's now at third. The 3-1. Right in there for a strike, and the count's full. 3 balls and 2 strikes now on Cutzone-Annapolis. Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, they're heading to the bottom of the second. Ole Miss with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. Alabama baseball in Oxford. Payoff pitch. Popped up, foul ground. It will hit up against the backstop. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's a final in Athens. Florida gets the 9-1 victory over Georgia. Payoff pitch. And that one's lined to right, and that's going to get over Clark's head and hit up against the wall. Clark gets it in quickly, but diving in safely at second with a head-first slide is Cutzone-Annapolis, and that's a leadoff double for the former Arizona Wildcat to lead things off here in the 5th inning. That's not a bad pitch. It got a little bit too much white, but it was well placed low. And Cutzone-Annapolis just went down and got it. So Tennessee now with a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the 5th for Laura Mueller. The shortstop, first pitch, squares around a bunt, pulls it back. It's high for ball 1. Mueller, a junior from Chapel Hill, Tennessee, and is no stranger to Alabama. She transferred from Middle Tennessee, the Blue Raiders, who took the Crimson Tide to the If Necessary game in the Tuscaloosa Regional last year. Squares around a bunt again, and it's high again. 2 balls and no strikes on her. Mueller's 0 for 1 with a fly out, her first time up. Top of the 6th now in Oxford. Ole Miss with a 1-0 lead over Auburn. Top 5, South Carolina, 5-1 over Kentucky. In the 4th inning, Arkansas and LSU tied up at 1. High and tight now on Mueller, 3 balls and no strikes. The 3-0, low for ball 4. So a double and a walk. Now they put runners on first and second with nobody out for the top of the order for the Lady Vols. For Kiki Malloy. And here comes Patrick Murphy to talk things over with Kayla Beaver, because the margin for error now is very, very small with the reigning SEC Player of the Year about to step to the plate in Kiki Malloy. Run on 4 hits, 1 error, and 3 left for Tennessee. For Alabama, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 5 runners left on base. Meeting with the entire Alabama infield has come to an end. Patrick Murphy heads back to the dugout. All the Tennessee coaching staff got together with the hitters and runners as well. And Kiki Malloy steps in. First pitch from Beaver. Called strike. Malloy, the graduate from Woodinville, Washington. The 0-1. Called strike, 0-2. Kiki, the daughter of former Seahawk great Lawyer Malloy. Seahawk and Patriot great. The 0-2. Held off on the rise. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Malloy walked and scored in the first inning, and that was an at-bat where she fell behind 0-2. And Malloy battled back to draw the walk. The 1-2 pitch, fouled off. Do it again, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Another 1-2, and that's a ground ball to short. Cahalan backhands it, throws to first, and Broadfoot can't hold on to it, and here comes the runner to score. I'm not 100% sure that Malloy had been out even if Broadfoot caught it, but Broadfoot not catching it cleanly allowed the run to come in, and it's now 2-0 Tennessee. And I said, the margin for error was very, very small. And it wasn't just for the pitcher, also for the defense. Nice play by Cahalan making that stop with the runner flashing in front. I think Malloy had beat it out. Now Zeta Pooney to the plate, and the first pitch is low and away for ball 1, and Malloy will still second without a throw. So Mealer's now on third, Malloy on second. The 1-0. Pooney took that for a ball. 2-0. Pooney's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. And Beaver has to really bear down. There were 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out. The 2-0. Pooney pops it up, foul ground, third base side. Ranging over, and oh no, Valentine and Dowling run into each other in front of the dugout. And Dowling slow getting up, but they knocked it out of each other's glove. And now Patrick Murphy is asking for interference on the runner at third, Laura Mealer, who was in the way of Dowling to start things off there on that pop-up. So the final ruling on Malloy's at bat, it was a single, but Cutzone Alba scores on an E6. So no RBI for Malloy. And now
The ruling on the field was there was no interference on the play. Alabama is challenging the runner at third base for interfering with the fielding of the catch. This play is under further review.
And here you go. Now we are going to review it. Mealer did get in the way. There was contact made. This replay review is brought to you by the University Medical Center with 6 locations in West Alabama. University Medical Center provides comprehensive health care for you and your family. Call 205-348-1770 for an appointment. Dowling was able to make it in time, but Valentine didn't know she was there and basically knocked the ball out of her glove. And there they're showing the replay where Mealer, the only thing about it is Mealer was on the bag when the contact was made. I'm not sure if that will make the difference. But as it stands right now, it's just a foul ball. We'll see what the final ruling is. And if there is interference, who is out? Is it the runner on third? Is it the batter? I say it's both of them. We'll see.
After review, it's been determined that number 2 for Tennessee interfered with the catch.
And it is the runner who is out. Yes, Laura Mealer did interfere. And the review works in Alabama's favor. And Mueller is the one who's out. And the count is 2-1. Zeta Pooney to the plate, and now the umpires are probably discussing what the count on the batter should be. All right, takes the strike away, so it's 2 balls and no strikes on Pooney. Runner on second now and 1 out. 2-0. And that one is a fly ball to deep center. That's going to stay in the ballpark. Lauren Johnson's there. She'll make the catch in front of the warning track. Tagging up from second and heading to third is Malloy. And there's now 2 away. Pooney did not miss that one by much, but it stayed in the ballpark. And that will now bring up McKenna Gibson, who's 0 for 1. Had a sac fly RBI in the first and a ground out in the third. First pitch. Called strike. Junior from Santa Clarita, California, McKenna Gibson. They said we could call her Boo. I'm not, because her name's McKenna. The 0-1 is lined, and that's going to fall for a base hit into center field. Johnson will cut it off, but coming in to score is Malloy. And the RBI single by Gibson makes it now 3-0 Lady Vols. Yeah, just too fat over the plate there by Beaver. Line drive off the bat of Gibson. Her second RBI of the game now makes it 3-0 Lady Vols. And we will have both a pinch runner and maybe a pinch hitter for Tennessee here. Although Riley West is due up. She has a couple of strikeouts, though. Now we have Jackie Kirkpatrick running for Gibson. And Katie Taylor will pinch hit. Taylor thought she was pinch running, and Karen Weekly had to say, no, come to the plate. First pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1 on Taylor, who's batting .222. 4 of 18, 14 runs scored with a homer and an RBI. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. Taylor forced into action as a starter last year with injuries on Lady Vols' team. He's appeared mostly as a pinch runner and backup player this year for Karen Weekly. The 0-2 is a rise ball high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Hits the outside corner for a called strike 3. Taylor's down on strikes. And that'll do it for the Lady Vols here in the 5th inning. But Tennessee is able to add to their lead as they get 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 1 runner left on base. We stretch here in Tuscaloosa. We move to the bottom of the 5th. It's 3-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The fifth inning is presented by Yellowhammer Brewing Company, Alabama's finest craft brewery. Hit your stride with a refreshing Yellowhammer beer, now available at stores near you. We've stretched here in Tuscaloosa. We move to the bottom of the fifth inning. Tennessee with a 3-0 lead over Alabama. Due up for the Tide here in the fifth. 9-1-2, Johnson, Cahalan, and Johnson. Against Peyton Gottschall in the circle for the Lady Vols. She'll throw her 67th pitch of the ball game to start things off here in the fifth. She's given up 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts.
Leading off the bottom of the fifth for Alabama, center fielder number 18, Lauren Johnson.
Gibson re-enters the game at third. First pitch to Lauren Johnson, low and inside for ball 1. And Katie Taylor will stay in the ball game to play left field for West. That pitch in there for a strike on Johnson, 1-1. The freshman from Franklin, Tennessee, Lauren Johnson, walked her first time up. Bama's threatened a couple times, has had 2 runners on the last 2 innings. That one's a little outside, 2-1. It has not been able to get anybody home as of yet. Johnson, fouls that one off her foot. Left foot, she'll walk that one off. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Johnson lines this to center, and that's going to. Did Kiki catch that? Yes, Kiki Malloy caught that. I thought it might have one-hopped into her glove, but she was able to catch it going down to her knee. Yeah, she held on to it. And the second diving catch of the game in the outfield for Tennessee keeps Lauren Johnson off the base paths, and there's one gone. Back to top of the order, and Kinley Cahalan. Cahalan takes that one low for ball 1. Cahalan 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. Sophomore from Trustville, Alabama. And that one to left on the run is Taylor. She makes that catch, and there's 2 away. Now 2 outs, nobody on for Jenna Johnson. Johnson's 0 for 2 with a fly out and a ground out. Nobody on. 2 out. Bama down 3-0. That one came in and hit Johnson on the elbow guard, and Jenna Johnson hit by a pitch yet again. She continues to try to track down the all-time record for Alabama and number of times hit by a pitch in a season. That's her 13th time. And that will now bring in up Larissa Pruitt. Who will likely stay in to play right field for Alabama as she replaces Kendall Clark. So Larissa Pruitt will step in. Pruitt batting 196, 9 of 46 with 5 runs scored, a double, a triple, and 8 RBIs on the year. The first pitch low and away for ball 1. So Jenna's 13th hit by pitch of the season. She's now in 7th place all by herself in Alabama history. Most since Sanae Hayes got hit 15 times in 2014. The 1-0 inside almost hit her. 2 balls and no strikes. Amanda Locke holds the single season record of 16 set in 2010. So Jenna not far behind. The 2-0. Pruitt takes a called strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Sophomore from Hartselle, Alabama. Marissa Pruitt trying to get something going for the Tide here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. Called strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Pruitt left-hander hitting, steps back in. The 2-2. Pruitt with a fly ball, right-hand side, it will fall foul. Into the Lady Vol bullpen, we'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two. Pruitt with a ground ball back to Gottschall. She has it, makes the throw for out number 3 to retire the side. So Tide gets a runner on here with 2 outs, but can't get her around. For Alabama here in the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We played 5. It's 3-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. At the App Store and Google Play. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It's Tennessee 3, Alabama 0. 2 up for Lady Vols here in the 6th. Nugent, Pinnell, and Rodriguez. 5, 6, 7 against Kayla Beaver. Back out for her 6th inning of work. Through 5, the Beavs giving up 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. She'll throw her 77th pitch to start off the 6th inning. 3 runs on 6 hits, an error, and 4 left for Tennessee. No runs on 2 hits, an error, and 6 left for Alabama. Thea Nugent will lead things off in the first pitch. Called strike on the outside corner. Elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network, Bama baseball. They're in the bottom of the 3rd in Oxford. Ole Miss still with a 1-0 lead over Alabama. The 0-1. And that's a well-hit ball to deep left field, and it will be foul. It had home run distance, but not the direction. Not by a whole lot, but Nugent hooked it foul. No balls and 2 strikes. Again, a final in 5 innings. Florida beat Georgia earlier today, 9-1. They're in the top of the 7th in Oxford. Auburn and Ole Miss knotted up at 1. Bottom of the 6th, South Carolina leads Kentucky 5-1. The 0-2. It's a liner to center, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Lauren Johnson cuts it off and will hold Nugent to a single. That wasn't a bad pitch. It was on the outside corner, almost in the river, and Nugent reached out and poked it into center field. Top 6 in Baton Rouge, Arkansas and LSU knotted up at 1. Taylor Pinnell steps in. The first pitch to her is low for ball 1. Pinnell 1 for 2, grounded out in the 2nd, and had a single in the 4th. The 1-0, back to Beaver in the circle. It popped out of her glove, and then she caught it with her bare hand and threw it to second to get the lead runner. Beaver, that's a heck of a play to keep it from being an error. She was transferring it from her glove to her throwing hand, and the ball just popped out of her glove. Beaver caught it with that bare hand and threw to second to get the out. Now reaches on the fielder's choice, and there's one gone for Destiny Rodriguez, and the first pitch is outside for ball one. The 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, earlier tonight in the second round, 9th pick of the second round, 41st overall, Kool-Aid McKinstry goes to the New Orleans Saints. No other Crimson Tide players since then, but we'll let you know if anybody else goes. The 1-1, a little bit high, 2 balls and 1 strike. You know who hasn't had a player picked yet? Tennessee. They're still waiting. The 2-1 pitch. Grounded to third. Dowling knocks it down, doesn't field it cleanly, and the throw is way wild. Rounding third now is the runner. Here comes the throw, and she is tagged out at home. On the backup. On the wild throw. Now Karen Weekly is discussing things with the home plate umpire on whether or not the tag was actually applied. We'll see if the replay review is called for. And Tennessee is going to challenge whether or not the tag was applied. And I'm not sure it was. It's another angle looking. She might have got her sleeve. I don't think she actually tagged. It was a heck of a slide. I don't think she actually tagged Pinnell on the body, but might have gotten a little bit of the sleeve. We'll see what the final call is. I was blocked from my vantage point. I didn't even see who it was that actually threw the ball in. Backing up the errant throw from Bailey Dowling. May have been Larissa Pruitt. It was a really good throw. Maybe a better slide by Pinnell. We'll see. But Bama goes from probably at least a fielder's choice runner out at second, if not a double play, to an errant throw and maybe a run scoring. And just, you have to be so precise against a team the caliber of Tennessee, and Alabama, unfortunately here tonight, has not been that. And here comes our call from Marty Gabosian. Wow, all right. And I just read Karen Weekly's lips saying never touched her. I don't know if there was not enough to, on that last angle I just saw Riley Valentine's glove kind of move like she did touch her. So might have got her on the hip. Bama might have got a break there. There's 2 outs. Runner on first for Julia Kutsoinopoulos. The first pitch is high for ball 1. So Rodriguez stays on first, reaching on an E6. Excuse me, E5. The 1-0 is popped up on the infield. Broadfoot dives and is unable to make the catch. And that was just right in the Bermuda Triangle on the on the first base side between Dukeshire, Broadfoot, and Beaver. Heck of an effort there by Emma Broadfoot, but she wasn't able to come up with the catch. And that's going to be an infield single for Kutsoinopolis, putting runners now on first and second. And it was actually Emma Broadfoot, after the errant throw, who tracked the ball down and threw it home to get the out of Pinnell. Now we got a pinch runner heading to second. Gabby Leach, the freshman, is now on second. First pitch to Laura Mealer, right in there for a called strike. Mealer's 0 for 1 with a fly out and a walk. Former Middle Tennessee Blue Raider. The 0-1 is popped up, foul ground, back behind home plate. Ranging back is Valentine. She'll make the catch for out number 3 to retire the side. So Riley Valentine tracks that one down, makes the catch, and keeps Tennessee off the board here in the 6th inning for the Lady Vols here in the 6th. No runs on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 2 runners left on base. We move to the home half of the 6th inning. It's 3-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The 6th inning is presented by the Alabama Crimson Tide Game Day Live app. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide Game Day Live mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Tennessee 3, Alabama nothing. Due up for the Tide here in the bottom of the 6th. It'll be Dukeshire, Dowling, and Valentine. 4, 5, 6. It's Peyton Gottschall in the circle for Tennessee. Dukeshire's 0 for 2 with a foul out and a strikeout. Gottschall will pitch her 81st pitch of the ball game to start things off here in the 6th inning. 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts for the graduate. First pitch to Dukeshire. Low and inside for ball 1. The 1-0. Dukeshire with a ground ball up the middle. The stop made by Mealer from short. The throw is in time for out number 1. Really good play by the Tennessee shortstop, moving to her left. Cut it off before it could get into the outfield, and out is recorded. Now bring up Bailey Dowling, who is 1 for 2, singled in the 2nd, reached on error in the 4th. First pitch. It's a blooper to shallow left, charging in and making the catch is Taylor, and there's quickly 2 gone. For Riley Valentine. Riley's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Godshaw is not allowed to run in her last 24 innings that she's pitched. First pitch. Valentine with a hard hit ball to deep center field. Ranging back is Malloy. She'll make the catch on the warning track for out number 3 to retire the side as Riley Valentine just missed, ending that streak quickly here in the 6th inning. But the catch is made and the Tide goes down quickly in order here in the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left. We head to the 7th, still 3-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. The 7th inning is presented by Tuscaloosa Ford. We'd like to thank Tuscaloosa Ford for providing transportation for the Crimson Tide Sports Network to all this season's away games. Visit Tuscaloosa Ford for your next vehicle purchase. Roll Tide with Tuscaloosa Ford. We head to the 7th inning. It's 3-0 Tennessee. Due up with Lady Vols here in the 7th. Malloy, Pooney, and Gibson, top of the order. Against a new pitcher for the Crimson Tide. It is called to the bullpen. We remind all Crimson Tide fans to stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here and COVID-19 continues to affect our community, so don't wait, vaccinate. Coming into the game for the Crimson Tide, replacing Kayla Beaver here for the 7th inning. It's the senior from Dothan, Alabama, the righty, Jayla Torrance. Torrance on the year with a 2.27 ERA, a 7-3 record, 17th appearance of the year. She's pitched 49 and a third innings, 36 hits, 21 runs, 16 earned. She's walked 12, struck out 51. Opponents batting 198 against Torrance on the year, who pitched well in relief against Arkansas on Sunday. First pitch to Kiki Malloy is fouled away for strike 1. She replaces Kayla Beaver, who pitched well, went 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned. She walked 2, struck out 4, 89 pitches and 57 strikes thrown by the Beef. As that one's inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Both runs in the 5th inning are unearned. The 1-1, swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Malloy. It got weird in the 6th inning again, Alabama defensively, but they were able to keep the Lady Vols from scoring. The 1-2. Oh, just missed. Maybe a little inside, 2-2. 2-2. Malloy fouls that one away. We'll do it again, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Of course, you have Beaver pitching well. Brisky, the reigning SEC co-freshman of the week after her performance against Arkansas. The 2-2. Line to center. On the run is Lauren Johnson. She's unable to make the catch. She dove and it knocked off her glove. Larissa Pruitt has it and throws it in. Almost got Malloy rounding second too far. That's going to be a double for Kiki Malloy, as Lauren Johnson almost made the tremendous diving catch, but she wasn't able to come up with it. 3rd time Malloy's been on base today. On a walk, a double, and a single. First pitch to Zeta Pooney. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Pooney's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a flyout. But you had Jayla Torrance pitching well against Arkansas. Postseason Jayla needs to come on strong here to help out Alabama down the stretch. 1 high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. About the only highlight of Game 3 Sunday against Arkansas was the relief performances by both Torrance and Ailey Johnson. The 1-1. High, 2-1. They allowed just 1 run in 4 innings of relief after the Razorbacks scored 7 in the first. The 2-1. High and away, 3 balls and 1 strike. Bama baseball elsewhere on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Top of the 4th, Ole Miss with a 3-1 lead over the Crimson Tide. The 3-1. Pooney pops this one up, foul ground, first base side. Broadfoot will watch it bounce on the Tennessee dugout. Counts full, 3-2. Payoff pitch now to Pooney. And that one's a line drive deep center field, and that's a 2-run homer for Zeta Pooney. And it's now 5-0 Lady Vols. So just out of the reach of a diving attempt by Lauren Johnson on the double by Malloy. And then Pooney battled to get a 3-2 count, and that pitch was just right down the middle. And Zeta Pooney hammered it over the center field wall, and the center field cameras will bring up McKenna Gibson. First pitch, fouled it back for strike 1. Gibson's 1 for 2. Sac fly in the first, a ground out in the third, and an RBI single in the 5th. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. One went too far around on a check swing. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on McKenna Gibson. The 1-2 pitch. Outside, 2-2. And Kiki Malloy now is the all-time runs leader in Tennessee program history. That was her 256th career run scored. She's now first place all time in the Lady Vol history book. That one's popped up on the infield. Jayla Torrance will make the catch in fair ground down the third base line for the first out of the inning. Usually you don't want your pitcher making those plays, but she had it the whole way. We'll bring up Katie Taylor. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Taylor's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. She replaced Riley West out in left, who had 2 strikeouts on the day. Did have a diving catch, and you wonder if there's an injury there or just a coach's decision as that one swung on and missed. No balls and 2 strikes now on Taylor. The 0-2 pitch. Low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Game 2 between the Tide and Lady Vols coming up tomorrow. Same time, same place. 5:50 the airtime. 2-2. Taylor fouls it away. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another 2-2. Taylor again fouls it off. It's a final from Lexington. South Carolina wins game 1 of that series over Kentucky 5-2. And the bottom of the 8th in Oxford, still 1-1 between the Rebels and Auburn. Top 7 in Baton Rouge, Arkansas with a 2-1 lead over LSU. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second. Dukeshire's there. She makes a stop in the throw, and there's 2 away. Bring up Sophia Nugent. 2 out, nobody on. 5-0 Tennessee here in the 7th. The first pitch. Called strike. Final from Stillwater. Oklahoma State beat Kansas 5-2. NC State came back to make it close, but Duke beat NC State 4-3. The 0-1. Called strike 0-2. Bottom of the 7th, Oklahoma leads UCF 10-1. Florida State with the win over North Carolina 13-3. The 0-2 fouled off. Northwestern beat Nebraska 4-2. Or excuse me, that's a bottom of the 6th score, so that game's still going on. Bottom 6, 4-4, Louisiana and UL Monroe. The 0-2 outside 1-2. Texas leads Iowa State 5-2 in the 6th. Southern Miss looking to upset Texas State. They're up 6-3 in the bottom of the 5th. Game 2 between Kansas and Oklahoma State. First the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Torrance gets Nugent to strike out to end the inning. But not before. Tennessee adds 2 runs as they get 2 runs on 2 hits. There were no errors and nobody left. We head to the 7th, the bottom of the 7th, the last chance for Alabama. It's 5-0 Tennessee here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Airfield. The 7th inning is presented by Tuscaloosa Ford. We'd like to thank Tuscaloosa Ford for providing transportation for the Crimson Tide Sports Network to all of this season's away games. Visit Tuscaloosa Ford for your next vehicle purchase. Roll Tide with Tuscaloosa Ford. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, the last chance for the Crimson Tide. Tennessee with a 5-0 lead over Alabama. 2 up for the Tide here in the 7th, bottom of the order. Broadfoot, Evelyn, and Johnson. 7, 8, 9. Peyton Gottschall back out, try to finish this one off complete. Patrick Murphy talking to the home plate umpire, William Lopez. Might see a few pinch hitters for Alabama here in the inning. Five runs on 10 hits, an error, and 6 left for Tennessee. No runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and 6 left for Alabama. 6 left on base. Alabama's had opportunities despite only getting the 2 hits, but just haven't been able to get that timely hit to kind of take the lid off offensively for the Tide here. And you're not going to get many opportunities against Peyton Gottschall. Emma Broadfoot to lead things off in the Tide here in the 7th. She's 0 for 1, popped out and walked so far today. The first pitch is outside for ball 1. And Kristen White is on deck for Alabama. Called strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Broadfoot with a fly ball to left. Taylor's underneath it. She'll make the catch for out number 1. And that will bring up Kristen White, getting her first at-bat of the ball game. White, this sophomore from Phoenix City, Alabama. Batting .286, 16 of 56, 10 runs scored with an RBI on the season. First pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Infield playing in for the Lady Vols, expecting the slap from White. The 0-1 gets that bunt down, and it's really well placed. The throw is not going to be in time. Just a bouncing bunt in front of home plate. Too far out for Nugent to be able to come up to make the stop. Gibson charged in, but her throw was not in time, and that's an infield single for Kristen White.
Center fielder number 18, Lauren Johnson.
We'll bring up Lauren Johnson, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly out. Had a base hit stolen away from her by Kiki Malloy in center. First pitch is high for ball 1. I'd love to see the Crimson Tide rally here in the 7th inning. The 1-0. Drops in for a call strike, 1-1. At least make the Lady Vols sweat. Johnson swings and misses, 1-2. Gottschall, the SEC leader in both ERA and opponent batting average. 1-2's fouled back. 1-2. You'd think Gottschall will be in the lead for Conference Pitcher of the Year, although her teammate, Carlin Pickens, might still split some votes. And misses inside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Johnson. Oh, it says that one hit her. William Lopez says no, it didn't. It was just inside, and the count's now 3-2. Now the payoff pitch. That's a fly ball to shallow center. Calling everyone off is Malloy. She'll make the catch for out number 2, and Alabama is down to their final out. Back to the top of the order, and Kinley Cahalan, who's 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts. White still on first. First pitch. Misses inside for ball 1. Inside, 2-0. Cahalan with a ground ball to first. That's stopped by Kutsoinopoulos. She'll step on the bag for out number 3. And that will do it. Your final score, Tennessee 5, Alabama 0 for Alabama here in the 7th inning. No runs on hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. With the win, Tennessee improves to 36-8 overall, 15-4 in conference play. Alabama falls to 31-13, 8-11 in conference play. The winning pitcher for Tennessee, a complete game victory for Peyton Gottschall. She's now 18-3 on the year. Kayla Beaver will take the loss. She's now 14-7. We'll take a timeout, come back with the Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa post-game report after this here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.